Kim Davis, the Kentucky clerk, has found a new home of like-minded individuals in the Republican Party. All right. Now, she was talking to Reuters and in an interview, and she told them that, well, quote, "My husband and I had talked about it for quite some time, and we came to the conclusion that the Democratic Party left us a long time ago. So why were we hanging on?" Now, as I said, she was originally elected as a Democrat. Now, here's the thing about Democrats and liberals in general. We tend to change with the times. It's called progress. Look it up. Now, the same thing happened during the Civil Rights era with the Dixiecrats, Southern white Democrats. Now, what happened is that society progressed. We decided that, hey, we should treat black people the same as white people. Huh, interesting. Interesting thought. Well, it turns out some people didn't like that. And the bigots and racists that were part of the Democratic Party ended up leaving and joining the Republican Party, which of course was more than happy to take them in and take up the call of white victimhood. Yes, white victimhood. It's a thing. Now, can anyone honestly call Republicans the party of new ideas? No. Now, what it is it's the party of scared, old, mostly white bigots and rich people who exploit them. That's essentially what it is. So, of course, Kim Davis will find a home there. Now, Davis had been altering some of the licenses by removing her name and title and the name of the county. Now, the problem with that is that, well, she can't do that. It goes against a court order to not impede in the issuance of marriage licenses for same-sex couples under the law. And by the way, she had recently just lost her 6th appeal for special accommodation. That accommodation would be for her to be able to leave her name off those licenses. Well, she's already doing it. She keeps doing it and doesn't seem to have, or doesn't seem to think that it's actually a problem. Quote, "I don't think there should be much of an issue. And the judge didn't have any problem accepting the licenses that were issued when I was incarcerated, which had been altered, so I don't see that there should be an issue." Well, except that the validity of those licenses is still in question, meaning that there is an issue. It is an issue. They might not be valid without your signature. Kind of a problem here, right? Now, her main reason for being there, for having that job, what she's paid to do with taxpayer money, is that she is paid to sign off on marriage licenses. So, you know, that's, as I said, that's what she's paid for. That's why she needs to either resign or do her job. Now, her job, as I said, sign the marriage licenses, right? Not to push her religion on other people. If she wants to do that, she could become a preacher. Now, she also called the idea of quitting her job over her religious beliefs absurd. Oh, well, I kind of take issue with that, right? Because this whole thing, she thinks that it's about Christianity, that's about her religion. They're persecuting me. They're persecuting my religion. No, we don't have a problem with your religion. We don't have a problem with anybody's religion, unless you're Bill Maher and it comes to Muslims. But I digress. It's not about that. It's about her not doing her job under the law. She can have whatever religious beliefs that she wants. But when it comes to having a government job with government taxpayer money, she has to do it. She has to follow the law. That's our whole problem with her. Not her hypocrisy, not her religion, just the fact that we're paying her to essentially sit on her ass. When somebody in the private sector, when somebody anywhere sits on her ass, unless they're in Congress, they get fired. But since she's an elected official, they can't fire her. Now, she also said, and this is a doozy here, she also said that she was following a state law that had not been changed since the Supreme Court ruling. Kentucky law says that marriage is between one man and one woman. Well, yeah, but except that there's this whole thing called the Supremacy Clause, and that invalidated that state law because it contradicted the Constitution. And whenever there's a conflict between a state law and the Constitution, Well, automatically, the Supremacy Clause says, well, the federal Constitution will take precedence. That law was eliminated. That law was canceled out. And she doesn't seem to understand that. Now, on that point, not understanding the Constitution, pushing her religion on everyone else, getting paid by the taxpayers to do absolutely nothing, while crying persecution. Sounds like she's right at home in the current Republican Party. Congratulations, Republicans. She's all yours now. You're welcome.